One Stamp Anything, and Happy Christmas in July. Today we're going to make this adorable little wreath, tag, shaker, ornament, however you want to use it, with our builder dies and our Chibi Stamp Stacy signboard. So here is my cutout image of Stacy. The sentiments can be changed. She comes with a few and you can just stamp them right into her board on the bottom. We're going to start with her skin, and we are using our E04, and we're just laying down our shadow areas on her hands and her neck area. Now I'm going in with my E11, just going over that E04 and extending it out a bit, and now repeating the same process again with our E21. Zoom in a bit, and then here is our next color, E00, and now our E000. And I'm just accenting it one more time to get a better blend and to make those shadow areas pop better. So just repeat with the same color of markers, your E04, 11, 21, 00, and your E000. And now we're going to start on her face. Again with our E04, which is our darkest color, layering in where our shadow is. And now our E11, going over that E04, blending it out and extending our E11 out further. And now our E21, repeating it. You just keep going over those previous blends to smooth them out and extend further with your more recent color. Now I'm taking my R20 to color in her rosy little cheeks, and I'm just going slowly across the side and curving it around the bottom parts of her eyes so that she still has that white area around her eye. Now I'll take my E00, my E00, and I'm just feathering out the end of that R20 to smooth it into the skin tone color. And then our E000, and I'm just quickly filling in all the rest while leaving that white area around her eyes. And as you can see with the one layer, the blend is not so smooth, so we always go over twice because now your paper will be saturated more with your marker, that when you do a second coat, a second layering, they're going to blend together even more smoothly. So we're actually just repeating the whole entire process. We did our E04, now we're back to our E11. And now our E21. And you'll start to see the blend just start blending in more and more with each layer. Our R20, back on those cheeks again. Our E00, E00, sorry. Feathering out those colors, blending in on the top, and now our E000, connecting it all together and smoothing out the blend. And I really usually like to do one more coat of just the R20 for the cheeks because I like my cheeks to be nice and little rosy. So I do one more layer of that. Every time you keep adding the colors, they get a little more vibrant, and then just feathering it out on the edges. And there is our skin tone. Sorry about that. Should have had it zoomed in the whole time, but I was not aware. So anyways, now we're going to start with our hair color. And we are doing what we call a peacock black color, which has an undertone of the blue in her hair. So I'm just layering down where I think the highlights of the blue should go with my marker. Where I think the highlights would hit. And you can also do this with an undertone of purples or pinks, whatever you wish. Now we're going to use our C10, which is our darkest color, and we are going to start flicking into the blue area. And these will be our shortest strokes with the darkest color. And even though we're not actually using black, which is our 100 marker, we're using our darker cool grays, and that will give the impression of the black hair. So we're just flicking into those blue areas. And I turn my page because I like to flick away from me as opposed to towards me, even though I will do that sometimes, but I get a better flick going away. Now I'm just trying to get her bangs flicking into that blue highlight area. And now we're gonna do the bottom of her bangs as well, and flicking those up into the blue. And this is just personal choice of if you flick towards you or flick away from you. That's just personal preference. Everybody is different. But you just want to keep the flicks going into the blue highlight area. Now we're going to move on to our next color, which is C8. And you're going to extend over that C10 into the blue. So you start covering more and more of that blue with these colors. Because the highlight is just supposed to, stream through. It's not going to be a stark highlight in her hair. And we're just covering a little up on the top there. Our next color is our C5. And as you can see, flicking the C5 over the blue actually tones it down quite a bit. Takes the starkness out of the blue. And tones it down. And now we're just going to follow that on all of the areas. And now I'm just going back over with my blue just to pull up and kick up that blue, but because of all the gray tones on there, it's not going to be as shocking of a blue color, but now you can see the highlight coming through on her hair. And now we need to do the back underneath of her hair, so we're just going to do the same process, putting down where our little shine is going to be, flicking in our C10. It's a smaller area, so you're going to use smaller strokes. And just pull the color from the bottom towards the middle, and then from the top towards the bottom. Just a little flick stick. And then our C8, which is not going to be too many flicks in there because it is such a small area. And then our C5, just to tone down the whole blue. And now our blue again, just to bring out the highlight again. And that is how you do peacock blue hair. I love it. So now we're going to go over to the greens in her holly leaf. And we are starting with our G9. I'm sorry, YG9. And then we're using YG5 and YG01 just to get a little bit of a yellow undertone in there. And we're just doing the layers twice again just to darken up the shadows. And now we're going to move on to our reds for her headband, the holly berries, and her shirt. So this is our R39, which is our darkest, just to lay down where our shadows are going to be. Then our R37, R35, and R32. And just blend those all out. And now for the berries, which are very small, we're just our R39 for the droppy shadows, the R35, and then switching to the R32 because they're really too small to get all four colors in there. And now we're going to go on to her little outfit. So again with our R39 for the shadows. And I know I'm coloring fast. I don't normally color this fast when we do instructional videos, but because of the time constraints, I'm coloring a lot quicker than I normally do. But in our online classes and our free color along videos, we do not color this quickly. So please don't let that intimidate you. And now our R32. So it's the same colors, just building up the layers and blending them out from the darkest to the lightest. And there you can see it has that little shine of a highlight with the coloring. Now her little tongue. And a little shadow on the tongue. And there is our Stacy signboard colored image. So now we're going to move on to creating the wreath. So we have our Shaker Basic die sets. We have a Shaker Basic Set 1 and a Shaker Basic Set 2. And these are great for so many things. Mini albums, shaker cards, tags, anything you can imagine. So they do come with the different shapes depending on which kit you get. And we also sell add-ons that fit perfectly on the bases. We have a wreath, a spider frame, a sunburst frame, a present, which is great for birthdays and holidays, a holiday tag with snowflakes, a candy cane frame, and a globe. And these all fit directly onto our bases, and today we're going to use the wreath with the Shaker Basic base set with the circle. So I've already pre-cut out my wreath shape in a green cardstock and 2 of the solid acetates, and then the little red berries. So to get started, we're going to ink up using our hybrid ink in Pecan just to give the edges a little bit of a shading. And hybrid inks are really great because they work on multi-products and projects that you're going to do. And you don't have to think to grab either your pigment inks or your dye inks, because hybrid is a combination of both, and they work really well on so many things for blending. And they're also great for stamping, and your Copic markers take to the hybrid inks really, really well. So we're just gonna quickly ink up some of these little berries. And there are 6 berries that come in this die set for your wreath, so you can always cut as many more as if you need it. And like I said, these add-on dies fit perfectly on the base frame of our shaker basics. And they're all 1/4 of an inch width, so they're great for your double-sided tape or your foam tape that comes in 1/4 inch, so you don't have to sit there cutting thinner pieces to work for that. So let me just get a new clean sheet of paper out. And we're going to use our glue tube. This is really great glue, you guys. It has a super, super fine tip, pen type nozzle, so you can really get in your grooves and your nooks and your crannies, and it dries 100% clear, so it's a really great glue. So we're just going to adhere our clear acetate onto the back of our frame, and that is the front of our tag. There we go. And now we're just going to make a berry cluster, 2 of them. We'll use 3 on each cluster. You can use them individually or you can cluster them together, however you perceive your berries to be on your wreath. I'm just using it the same way that it's drawn on her little headband, so there's some cohesiveness with my berries and the stamp. So there's that, and 1 more dot of glue there. Perfect. So there's my 2 little berry clusters. And now, as you can see, our acetate is dried with our glue. So now I'm going to use my foam tape, and I'm just going to cut my little segments here to go around. Anyone who's ever done shaker cards, you know doing a circle is not as much fun as doing a square where you have your straight line, and it's so much easier to apply your foam adhesive. And this is not a very thick and height foam tape that I'm using, so if I wanted this to really be a shakery card, I would have to do 2 layers of foam tape, but just for this demo purpose and not having enough time, I'm just going to do the 1 layer. So it just depends on the foam tape you're using if you would need to do 1 or 2 layers. When you're doing the circle with the foam tapes, you just have to make sure that the inner part of your circle is all connecting tip to tip. Otherwise, whatever you place inside could fall out. So you can see I'm just making sure the inner part of the circle I'm creating is 100% connected and touching. And you're just going to continue around your circle with your foam tape until you make the solid circle. So you'll be able to contain your little bits or shakers, whatever you're going to place inside, sequins, beads, clay bits, whatever your tinsel, could be anything you want to place inside here. And just let me cut this little excess off, and there we go. There is our foam tape, and I just want to make sure it's adhered, and then make sure wherever I have white showing on the outside, just kind of push it so you don't see it on the front side of the tag. So there we go. And now we're going to remove our backing. And just get all of these off of here so that we will be ready to just put our back acetate right onto this once we get all these little pieces off here. Okay, so now that we got the backing off, we are going to grab our little shaker sprinkles. And we have these new ones that we just got in that are a beautiful Christmas mix. We will have these listed on our website. Oop, they're popping all over. There always is a little bit of like static cling when you use these acetates, and just trying to get those in there. And because I didn't do a double layer, I'm not going to add too many because they're not going to shake too much around. If I would have done a double layer, they would have shake more. So I'm just going to go ahead, and now I'm just going to put my second acetate circle on top. And there you have it. They're not really going to shake again because I didn't do the double thickness, but you get the idea. And then we're just going to take our cute little image. We're going to add some foam tape to pop her up as well. So let's just get her on here. And we're going to see where we want to have our holly berries for placements. So let's get these off. It never works out well when you're on camera trying to get backing paper off. Here we go. And now we're going to put her right in the center of our little wreath. And now we're going to glue our holly berries down. Here we have that. And I'm just going to add with a little white gel pen just a little bit of a highlight onto, and those ones I glued backwards. So just add a little white highlight to the holly berries. And I glued those upside down, so let's pretend that didn't happen. And then we're going to just add our highlights on this one as well. And then I'm just taking a hole punch. This is a 1/8 of an inch hole punch that I would just put a hole punch in and then add some twine, or you can add ribbon. And then there is your cute little finished tag. So thank you all for being a part of my demo today. I hope you enjoyed it. We will have the bundle special for the expo up for you, where you can get the bundle dies in a cluster bundle for you, where you can get the Shaker Basics 1 and 2 and those add-ons. They make really great shaker cards, scrapbook page elements, tags, ornaments, everything you can possibly imagine. And if you join us over in our group, Stamp Anything Stampers, we do have coloring live videos for you to learn more inspiration and ideas and techniques. Have a great day and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye!